Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, it's great to chat to you. I love that I have the opportunity to deep dive
Me
into
too.
this.
To chat. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful experience. Have you had a minute to just kind of take everything in to kind of how the beautiful response that, the film's had, the music's had,
Yeah.
separately
I
together around the world?
I think I'm like trying to catch minutes every day.
Yeah.
I haven't had like a concentrated amount of just like sitting and like taking it all in yet. But I think every day there's like something that makes me go, what is happening? This is so crazy. Or I bump into someone who that reminds me of something, or someone says something. So I'm having like moments every
Yeah.
day. Yeah. It still boggles the mind that it's not been out, it's but 2 weeks. You know,
Yeah.
it feels like it's been out for such a long time, but it's only been 2 weeks. So
Mm.
this amount of energy around something that's only been out for this short a time
Yeah.
is really intense, but it's wonderful.
Yeah, well, it's just such a gift to the world. It's kind of, I think, I think where we are in the world right now as well, it's just what everybody really, really needs is just
Yeah.
something where everybody feels seen, but something that everybody can kind of lose the
Yeah.
world for, a
Yeah.
couple of hours.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
be a part of it. I think that
yeah,
that's what's connecting a lot of people, the permission to come and disappear from what's happening outside, come and then look inside a little bit more,
mm,
feel and connect with everyone else who's feeling as well. That's
yeah.
really wonderful. Yeah.
I loved as well how I felt like I was on a musical magic carpet in in that when music can kind of take you somewhere that you have
Yeah.
no control over.
Yeah.
Every hair on your body makes you cry. It kind of
Yeah.
just makes you have all the feels.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the many things that I loved about it, of kind of it's almost kind of like music gets inside you and tells you what you need to release, like what you
Yeah.
need to feel.
Yeah.
It's so special.
Like truth serum, you know? And I think with this particular piece, especially for the things that I have to sing, all- they all have to, they're like a bit of the character. They're a piece of
Mm,
whoever they are. They're a piece of the thing that they're feeling. So that little piece of the character and what they're feeling and what I'm feeling
mm.
combined is sort of transported to everyone who's watching. And then it finds wherever it needs to find in whoever it is watching. And that gets shared as well, you know? I
Yeah.
think that's a lovely thing that of an experience, uh, an emotion, a feeling is is given and then it's taken to then release something else, to
Yeah.
create something else. Yeah. It's like alchemy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I watched this really lovely little clip of you online today at your audition with a broom and a red cape,
Yeah.
makeshift cape, in your jeans and a t-shirt,
T-shirt.
and it's just it's so lovely. Can you can you even go back there now to kind of think of that process of the audition process to get in this role, and what that involved for you?
Yeah. The first conversation was sort of ad hoc. I met John Chu, my director, at an event, and we started talking about this project, and
Mhm.
he was telling me about what he wanted to do with it and how he felt about it, and I had told him about what I felt about the character and what this piece says, and it was just like a really gentle, genuine, generous conversation. We were just
Mhm.
talking, no pressure, no anything. And then we set up a real conversation to talk about the character specifically. And I remember, I want to say it was maybe the day of the Met Gala. So I remember I had makeup on and I wouldn't have had makeup on if I wasn't doing something. So
Mm.
I think I was getting ready for it. And I took some time out. Like I was like, everyone, we have to stop because I had to go. I remember I was in a hotel room, so I set it up by the window and sat on the bed or something, having a conversation about what I felt the character was and who I felt she was and what I felt she'd been through and the connection that I had with this character and how I felt about her. And then I heard that they wanted me to come in maybe about 3 weeks later.
Hmm.
And when I got the music and all the scenes, I started working on them like I was training for a marathon. So I would run and sing the songs, or I would, I'd be in the shower and I would be singing songs over and over and over again. I would be running the lines, constantly running the lines over and over and over and over again. And then on the day of the audition, I was swimming laps to trying to sing the songs, swimming laps, reading the lines. Then I did run like back and forth singing the song just to get it in my body. I remember I was like, I want it to be so in my body that when I get there, I'm not thinking
Hmm.
about the lyrics, about the melody, that it's just a part of my DNA. And when I got there, that's kind of what happened. I remember feeling really grounded when I got in the room. And I think there's something that I've always done when I go in or when I've been in for auditions previously and when I went in this time. I guess I knew I just wanted to be a bit of a blank slate and very much me.
Yeah.
So a t-shirt and jeans it was. I knew I'd be comfortable. Pair of sneakers because it was comfortable, and my little red cardigan that I had because it's like the softest, most comfortable, cozy thing. I got there, and I remember I had to do some singing first. Then the first actress came in. We did scenes with her. I did the songs, and then we did For Good Together. The actress goes, I'm staying, and I do another a couple hours with another actress.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Songs, scene, duet. Um, and I think that clip is me doing either the end of Divine Gravity or The Wizard and I. And I remember before they asked me to sing those songs, I sort of explained to them that this piece was the piece that I escaped into when I was at drama school. I felt, and might have been having a
Oh,
really bad
wow.
day, or I felt really odd, or I just couldn't connect. I we would I would go to a music room with a friend of mine, Michael Pivoy, and he would pick a set of librettos, and he would always pick Wicked. And so we would always take that book and
Wow.
sing as much as we possibly could until we had no more time left, and then go to class.
That's
And
unbelievable.
I remember I got really emotional in that because it's the first time I had told anyone that that's what I was doing whilst I was at drama school. And I had never seen the play, I'd never seen the show. I just knew that this music made me feel really special. It made me feel safe.
Hmm.
So I kept singing it, and it felt good to sing it. Um, and then I shared the song.
Wow.
But you couldn't have told me in that room that I wasn't wearing like the cape and I didn't have my broom. I saw it all, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like all of that when it's in you, you just kind of go.
Yeah.
That green broom was my broom, and that
Yeah.
cardigan was my cape, you know? Remember, I felt so alive in that room. Yeah.
Oh man.
Fun. Yeah.
That's an incredible story. All that training as well that you talked about, about of
Yeah.
kind of, the swimming with it, and did you great use for when you got round to
Yeah.
filming and all
Yeah, it
those
did. It did.
yeah. You're like, I can do this at any given opportunity. Oh my
It really
God.
did. Yeah. It sort of set me up for what I was needing to do anyway. Like,
Mm,
because I was prepared to do it for the audition, I really was. I was prepared to do much more for the film.
mm,
If that's what we're gonna do, then that's what we're gonna do. Are we gonna fly? If we're flying and on wires and I'm in a harness, then I want to make sure that I train my body to just be ready for it. So
yeah.
it's not an unfamiliar feeling to be up in a harness on wires, flying at however many feet in the air, often
Mm.
very, very high, anything from 14 to 17. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Oh.
Madness. But it was so much fun. But the thing is, you have to let your body get ready for that.
Yeah.
You can't anticipate what your body will feel like when it's lifted into the air, and you have to then sing on top of it. But if you can prepare your body and the muscles in your body and the running, and you can do all of that before you get there, so it doesn't take so long for your body to get used to it. That's
Yeah.
what That's what we did. It was so much fun.
Those behind the scene videos are incredible, and but I love how much fun you look like you're having. Like
Yeah.
like you couldn't smile any
Yeah.
wider if you tried. You're just like, this is amazing.
Yeah. I really was. I was sort of in my element because a kid in the candy shop, I was just given all the things I could do, like all the things I wanted to do,
Yeah.
I could do. You mean I can do my own stunts? I can do my own stunts. Okay, I'm singing live. I'm going to sing live. Okay, I can transform into anything. Like this woman, I'm transforming completely. We have green makeup, and I was getting to do all the things I love
Mm,
in one place.
yeah.
I could not have been happier if you ask me. I
Yeah.
was having a great time because and people, not just because I got to do those things, but because I was surrounded by people who trusted me to do it. So I would go, if I would ask, I'd like to do this stunt. Can we? Then the stunt team would be like, yeah, sure. Let's train for it. Can I come in earlier? I want to train and do the stunt work before we get on stage, and I want to have like a couple like days or a week or so working with the whole stunt team, feeling what we might use, what we might not use, creating a bit of like a vocabulary book of the
Yeah.
stunts that might. And the more we did it, the more it felt good. I remember we just built up a bit of a family. It was myself, Ollie, Fizz, Mama Joe, Papa Joe. Like we were just like creating this family of stunts people. So, and just having a good time.
Yeah. You
So
could
we would get like,
tell.
yeah, 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 having a great time. It's fab.
I love that as well. It's like another one of those, kind of from the commitment you've made to the role. It's like, yep, okay, that's going to go in the tool belt for
Yeah,
the,
thank you
yeah,
very
that's
much.
in there. Thank you very
Yeah,
much. Yeah.
yeah.
But I also really I think I said to you after I saw the film that I just felt you kind of, you poured your soul into that role, and we feel
Yeah,
it when we watch that film. And I think for that, particular sort of sequence in the film, the commitment you've made to all of that you do, it,
yeah,
it kind of feeds into the character in a way. Do you know what I mean? In terms
yeah,
of she's got her wings, she's
yeah,
flying, and so you as an actor being given that opportunity
yeah,
and that's totally feeding into the performance and how the character and how
yeah.
we then feel as an audience. But it's just so brilliant,
Thank
so
you.
great. You're a
Thank you.
legend.
No, you
Um,
are.
but honestly, the breadth of I think it was 2019.
Yeah,
I met you for the first time when
right.
with your George Michael Last Christmas
That's right.
t-shirt
Yeah,
on. I
yeah, yeah.
remember,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah.
And we were just talking about the wonderful variety of things that you were even doing back then and stuff. But you take this year and what we've had the opportunity to see you in, and we have, Wicked, which is this huge, wonderful, brilliant thing, to
Mm.
this other film that I saw you in this year called Drift, which
Yeah,
I was just blown away by as well. In terms of kind of talking about the two ends of the scale
yeah,
of a character kind of stripped of everything,
yeah,
but the kind of rawness and the kind of the quietness and the authenticity of that character
yeah,
as well. Just the range of this year. What a lovely opportunity as an actor to be able to kind of hit both ends and
yeah,
everything in between as well.
yeah. I've kind of searched for those opportunities. I really want to keep stretching myself and challenging myself to find these gems
Mm.
and keep and let them teach me to hone my craft even more. So Jacqueline is so
Mm.
quiet and internal, and she has to almost be coaxed out of her shell. So much has happened to her that she can't really even bear to say the words. And that was a really wonderful exploration of what it's like to have to rebuild yourself. It's so much of so you don't even have the words anymore, so you have to rebuild language
Yeah,
again, you know?
yeah.
Um, and I loved her because she had such dignity. And it's the thing that she just didn't ever let go of, even though she had nothing. Uh, and to play someone who has to find uh, dignity out of nothing, and finds it hard to see the light, but is still going.
Yeah.
She's still moving. She's got. It used to fascinate me the idea that this character never stopped moving. She would
Mm.
just keep going. And yes, there's the idea that that her PTSD wouldn't allow her to stay still, wouldn't allow her to be in one place too long because the thoughts then come in. But also, there's a part of her that's her determination that won't allow her to fade away, that
Yeah.
she wants to exist still, that she keeps trying to live. And
Yeah.
I just loved that about this woman. And then you find the polar opposite on the opposite side of the spectrum, Elphaba, who also is just trying to figure out how to exist and
Yeah.
be without having to apologize for it, and how to actually finally accept all of who she is and what she is, and finally being vulnerable enough to let people see her hurt and her pain and her loneliness, and but to be able to play with the idea that she sometimes covers it with intelligence and smarts and a quick, witted comment here or there.
She's funny.
She's funny. She is.
And she
I think
uses that as a tool, I think, as
yes,
well.
she does.
Mm.
Yeah. Quick jokes, a quip
Mm.
here, dry
Yeah.
humor, rolled eye, those
Yeah.
little things that she does that are hers.
Mm.
I just, I feel like I've been given really wonderful gifts in these characters
Yeah.
and been able to grow myself as an actor in them.
Mm.
Um, and it's been wonderful to be able to do these things, at the same time. It's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
And we've got a whole other film this time next year as
You
well, which
do.
is like,
It's so crazy. And that's another,
oh man.
yeah, it's another journey that they have to take. Because now they have to deal with the consequences of their decisions and their
Yeah.
actions. And they've grown from them and they've learned from them and they've been affected by them. So to see where they go from here is going to be really interesting.
Have you done it all? Is it all done?
Yeah, all
Oh
done.
my God.
All done. We filmed both of them at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard. Just like, mm.
It has been hard. Everyone keeps asking about it. Everyone keeps asking about two. And I'm like, we
Well,
have
because there's
to.
the musical, because people think they know what's going to happen, but
Yes,
but
yes, yes.
John's not, pardon the pun, he's not going to follow that yellow brick road.
No, no, no.
He's got his own brick
Yeah,
road he's following
yeah.
to tell his
Everybody
version.
thought they knew what was going to happen with this one. And I think it's really surprised people in the best possible way. And I think the same of two will happen. Yeah.
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 I mean, I love so many of her relationships on screen.
Yeah.
With Ariana, it's just so authentic.
Yeah.
But Jonathan as well. I
Yeah.
love those scenes that you have with Jonathan, and there's a real little twinkle in each other's
Yeah.
eyes with that. It's just so,
They meet each other. They spar with each
yeah,
other. And I love that. I loved doing those scenes with him because he matches. There's like a really interesting dance that they do. She
yeah.
sees him and he sees her.
Mm.
And I think that sparks something very interesting in the both of them. It where they go is really interesting too. Yeah.
It's made me kind of like really want to dive into the kind of the history of it, watching Wizard of Oz as a kid, like every year. Like I remember someone saying that in America it was almost like a religion, like every year it would be on
Oh,
telly and
wow. Wow.
I remember doing that as well. Like it
So
would
do
be,
I. I thought
yeah,
every year I think I was at my auntie's house or it was at my house. We would always watch it. It would always be on, would it be always like Channel 4 or something? You remember they
around
would always be like
Christmas time though,
around
wasn't it? It was,
Christmas
oh
time
yeah,
every time.
yeah.
I think
So
that's something that is
yeah,
universal
yeah,
thing.
definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, but then there's a couple of other things that I'm really excited about. Prima
Yes.
facie.
Yes, prima facie.
Oh my God.
We have
How
been,
do you say it? How do you say
I
it
say
properly?
prima facie.
Great. Okay, I'm taking your word for it.
I hope I'm not wrong. That's how I say it. No one's
Great.
corrected me. Yeah. So, um, but yes, we have that, and we were going to be filming earlier on this year, but the funding hasn't come through. So we wanted to get some funding, and we're looking for that now. But it's a film that I will not let die because I want to
Right.
do it. It's
Yeah.
too special not to, and it's a very special piece, and I think it's really important.
Good
So
for
that's
you.
happening. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And can I ask about the Rose?
Yeah.
Is it a remake of the Bette Midler?
Remake of the Bette Midler.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
we're working on a script right now. It's with Searchlight. And that's good to go when the script is ready.
Oh my
Script is
God.
ready,
That's
we start production. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to tell my dad about that because we like love we it's like one of those films is like our
Yeah.
film. It's like, oh my God, that's so
Yeah.
exciting.
No, I was really excited. I love where we're heading with it. I
Yeah.
think it'll be really special. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's
Full
so
on,
exciting.
but special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go and listen to the soundtrack once I
Yeah.
finish
Yeah.
this for you. Yeah.
Good.
I'm
Good.
also really excited to watch your actor on actor with Angelina. I think that's going to be
Yeah.
so kind of wonderful to hear the two of you just talk about your experiences together and
Yeah.
share and
That
you
was a
know,
really enlightening conversation, actually. It was a
yeah,
really lovely, open conversation about the experiences that we both had, both with music and the vulnerability of it and what it
yeah,
feels like to have to be that vulnerable. And I think for her, it was, one of the first times having to do that, to open herself to people with music, with song,
mm,
and what that takes and how vulnerable it makes you feel and where it has to come from as well. I love talking about that because it's something that I, you know, rely on, the
mm,
vulnerability of what music does and the vulnerability of how it feels to use your voice,
yeah,
uh, to emote through song. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Well, it's so kind of, someone who's used their voice and the variety of characters that your voice has kind of taken on over the years, whether it's been in this or, with Aretha Franklin, and
Yeah.
just the kind of yeah, it's been really lovely being reminded as you kind of are throwing up clips of you, I mean, performing in so many different beautiful, brilliant kind of arenas and stages and with different orchestras and stuff. There's there's nothing your voice can't do, Cynthia.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
I think I'm
absolutely.
curious. I actually think it's just because I'm curious. I just want to try things. I want to see how far I can push myself, how far my
Yeah,
voice can go.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me
Fun.
about singing lullabies to James as well when you were flatmates,
Yeah,
James
yeah,
McCard.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that story.
James McCardle, he couldn't sleep sometimes, so I just call him and I'd sing over the phone. I'd sing him a couple lullabies over the phone, and it would help. I don't know. I think wherever the voice can help, I use it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Music and voice, it is the best medicine
Yeah.
ever, for sure.
Yeah.
Listen, lovely to chat to you.
Me
Really, really
too.
is. Thank you
Me
so
too.
much for your time. Have a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you. You too. Merry
And
Christmas.
yeah, and I'll see you 2025, I hope. Lots of love.
Yes. Lots of love.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye.